direct brand economy, yes, lasting trend. I think the way new brands are going to come up in the world, we may see them go away more quickly than they have in the past, but the ones that stay are going to be the ones that grow completely new empires and completely change how they interact with consumers.
Direct-to-consumer brands are massively significant. I mean, the business models alone are crushing it. And I think that that's really, we talk a lot about the delivery. I think the surprise is that it takes so little selling for people to embrace a brand when it's really right there in their tracks. But I think the real disruptor is the collapsing of the business model, how nimble these businesses are, how they are formed with like content and products at the same time, each informing the other as they build up something that responds to the loyalty of a consumer. I think that is something, the cost structure and the way that you engage with people is something that the big brands are going to be rapidly learning or losing.
So I think this is here to stay, and I think consumers are embracing these new brands as opposed to kind of staying brand loyal, are more open to experimenting with brands that really speak to their values.
You have two choices. You either can be cannibalized by Amazon or build proprietary brands. There's no in between.
But whatever brand you are, you need to understand what consumers want, and you need to serve them better than the alternative. The alternative being the competition. If you succeed that, you win, they lose, and if you don't, it's the other way around. And that's why we're taking lots of approaches to all our brand portfolio to be really consumer-centric.
I think this will be a very lasting trend, right? The more that you can get personalized in what you're doing, right? Whether you're a brand, an advertiser, any piece of this, is that I think, you know, there's going to be consumer expectation that that's the way that we'll transact with them, whether that's the way we message to them, the products we make, right? The ability to be very personalized in the way that we speak and buy and sell to each other.
The direct brand economy is the future, and for us it is all about how do we recreate the core capabilities of connecting to the customers, responding to their needs, and building propositions that solve for their pain points as something that, you know, every part of our organization really establishes.
I think the direct brand movement is pretty significant, both when looked at in relationship with more classic brands and just as kind of a trend on its own, really because it is the thing that is allowing manufacturers to have a real relationship with consumers, which has been historically really an arm's length one.
Given that things are far more global now, being able to do this at scale as efficiently as possible and having a deep understanding of your consumer is really what the DTC movement is based on.
I think this is a watershed moment in our lifetime. There's never been such an abundance of information. There's never been such an abundance of data, and I think it means that brands have to turn up in an entirely different way.
The direct-to-consumer economy is not a fad, and it's not a trend. It is a reality, and it will be, you know, even more important in the future as new brands set up to try and find customers, as well as when old and more established brands try to map towards customer behaviors that are more digitally native.